Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, CDM number 9. High pressure remains in control, but you're going to see a little bit more cloud cover today. Temperatures this morning range from the lower to mid 70s on the I-95 corridor, lower to mid 70s along the coast. We're getting a few upper 70s showing up around Cape May and Wildwood and a little bit on Long Island. Over the interior, temperatures range from the mid to upper 60s over the higher elevations, upper 60s to lower 70s as you head down towards the Delaware River Valley. Overall, pretty quiet morning with a variable cloud cover hanging around. Now, when you take a look at the radar, it looks like there's more action going on. Hey, look at these showers lifting north. But let's compare the showers, like let's say around Baltimore, to the observations. And the observations show cloudy skies around Baltimore. We finally have a shower around Washington, D.C. Not much else going on around Maryland and Virginia and down towards the Delaware River Valley. I'm sure I say the Delmarva Peninsula and Delaware. Not much going on. So what's going on here? Well, this is what we call Virgo. Okay, so what's happening is that you have moisture in the mid levels of the atmosphere. It falls down, falls to the sky, heading towards you and me, but it runs into a layer of very dry air. And so what happens is that this doesn't reach the ground. It basically evaporates. And so as a result, what you end up with is variable cloud cover, but not much in the way of any type of precipitation. Look, we had no sign of precipitation around Philadelphia, and yet you have this area right here. So what you end up with is basically variable cloud cover today. And when we take a look at our visible satellite picture, that's exactly what we have. Cloud cover around the region. Now, again, going back to our surface map and radar from WeatherTap, we have this high pressure system right here. We have this cold front here. What's happening is that this high pressure system and the one that's in the Gulf of Maine is going to give way, and you're going to set up with one high pressure system in the Gulf of Maine, setting up an onshore flow. And so with that onshore flow, it's going to lead to variable cloud cover. Temperatures pretty much where you should be for this time of year in August, but no significant humidity, which is nice. Okay, so not the best day to get a tan, but pretty much good for anything else. Go to a ball game, going to the beach, what have you. So we're going to be dealing with that. And when we take a look at the infrared satellite picture, zoomed out, this is Dexter. Dexter is saying bye-bye. It's going to be going away out in the Atlantic. No threat for us. Watch out for some of those riptides, though, right along the Jersey Shore and around Long Island. But other than that, not a threat. We're going to be keeping an eye on this area right here. Okay, I talk about this in depth in the premium video discussion and also in the premium discussions on the dashboard. But this could be a bit of a wild card here. So right now, the idea here is that we'll get some sort of low pressure developing out here. It could pick up some pure tropical characteristics, possibly become a tropical depression, kind of meander off the southeast coast and eventually lift northward. Now, the idea right now is that it's going to remain off the coast, but continue to enhance our onshore flow. There is a slight chance by the end of this weekend and early next week, let's say Sunday night and Monday morning, where this could push a little bit closer to the coast. Not a direct impact, but close enough to bring a little bit more showers than what I'm currently forecasting. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is that I have a rule when it comes to warm core lows. Don't trust model guidance until you get a warm core low established. It's a standing rule. This is why I always flip out on social media when I see posts of the 360-hour GFS. I'm a little bit more lenient when there's an actual hurricane established, because then you can make a little bit better case, because then you have a better idea of the overall environment and how the development and the warm core circulation of the hurricane is enhancing and influencing the surrounding 500 millibar heights and troughs and whatnot. So you can make a little bit better case when you have one developed. But when you don't have anything developed yet, you really are kind of pushing the envelope. So in this case, closer to the coast, we'll have to watch to see how it develops. If it starts to pick up a lot of characteristics and really develops into an organized tropical depression, that could enhance our Western Atlantic ridge. and push it a little bit closer to the coast. But again, we have to wait and see whether it develops or not. So again, a little bit of volatility in the forecast I wanted you to be aware of. So for today, mix of sun and clouds, temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 80s throughout the region. Tonight into tomorrow morning, mix of sun and clouds continue and isolated showers possible here and there. Low temperatures in the lower to mid 60s over the northern interior, mid to upper 60s along the coast. For tomorrow afternoon, rinse and repeat. Okay, we got variable cloud cover, a few isolated showers with low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 60s over the northern interior, mid to upper 60s along the coast. Again, not a huge change here in the forecast, pretty much the same thing. And then as we get into Wednesday afternoon, we look at high temperatures ranging from the upper 70s to lower 80s over the northern interior, lower to mid 80s along the coast. Thursday, same thing. Variable cloud cover and isolated showers possible. Easterly flow. Now, with this easterly wind, watch out for some riptides and also maybe some minor coastal flooding because this easterly wind is going to continue all the way on into the week. And basically, for Thursday all the way on through Sunday, you're going to continue on with that easterly flow with a mix of sun and clouds and an isolated shower here and there. Low temperatures through the period will range from the upper 50s to lower 60s over the northern interior, lower to mid 60s in your suburbs, mid 60s in your urban areas. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 80s over the northern interior, upper 70s to lower 80s along the immediate coast and on Long Island, and then on the I-95 corridor ranging from the mid 80s to a few lower 90s. So let's say like 85 to 90, okay, in that range. But that's basically what we're going to see constantly. With a little bit more sunshine, you could touch 90. With a little bit more cloud cover, you stay at 87, 86, okay? By the time we get to Sunday, we get a little bit more cloud cover. We'll have to watch that low pressure system. Still same temperature range, looking at lower to mid 60s over the northern interior, mid 60s in the suburbs, mid to upper 60s in your urban areas. High temperatures, again, ranging from the mid to upper 80s on the immediate coast, upper 80s to lower 90s everywhere else. Then we get to Monday, and this is where the volatility really increases. If this remains out here, same thing. Variable cloud cover, an isolated shower here and there, a little bit stronger northeasterly wind, but that's about it. If this is a little bit further, a little bit closer to the coast, then you can see some of these showers start to get in, and we're talking about tropical showers and some heavier downpours. So we'll have to watch to see how that evolves very, very carefully. Look at low temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 60s over the northern interior, upper 60s to lower 70s everywhere else. High temperatures will range from the mid to upper 80s on Long Island, upper 80s to lower 90s along the immediate coast, lower to mid 90s everywhere else with an increase in humidity. And then on Tuesday, a cold front will approach from the west, but for the most part, for most of the day, we're looking at scattered cloud cover with isolated showers. The cold front's going to hold off until Wednesday. So Tuesday looks to be a rather hot day, with low temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s over the northern interior, lower to mid 70s along the coast and in your urban areas. High temperatures will range from the mid to upper 80s on Long Island, upper 80s to lower 90s along the immediate coast, lower to mid 90s over the interior, and mid to upper 90s on the I-95 corridor, with a heat index possibly pushing up to 100 degrees. But this time, it's not going to last for several days, but more of a one-day shot here. So, and again, that tropical influence, that could alter this forecast for that Monday, Tuesday time period. So we'll have to watch that very carefully and see how it evolves. That is your forecast discussion for today. Have a wonderful day. And as always, stay safe out there.